A recent Gartner buyer's journey study shows that you only have about 5% of your buyer's time. The other 95%, they're spending across different community channels like GitHub and Stack Overflow and Slack and Discord, Twitter and LinkedIn, etc., doing their product discovery and evaluation. So in about 5 minutes, I'm going to show you how you can track your prospects and customers across all of these different channels using Common Room. So let's dive right in. Hi, my name is Chris Smith, and this is Common Room. Common Room is a platform that allows you to really quickly connect all of your different community platforms and then aggregate that data into a single interface so you can see all of your members and all of the activity that they're engaging with across those different platforms. Common Room has some really great capabilities of unifying different users' identities across all of these different community platforms. So let's dive in and see how you can use this to identify your customers who fit your ICP. You can follow along by going to commonroom.io and selecting Get Started for free. Once you sign up for an account, you'll be able to connect to your different social media and community platforms. And we'll start by adding our Slack community. Check the boxes to give it admin privileges and grant privileges from Slack. From here, you can double check and confirm that you're ready to start importing the data from Slack into your Common Room instance. When you do that, you'll see in the lower left-hand corner that Common Room is importing data from Slack. Great, so while that's loading, we can go back to the settings and connect GitHub as a source. Just find the GitHub icon and click Connect. Next, we'll follow the same process, specifying privileges from the Common Room side and accepting the request from the GitHub side. I then confirm access with the authentication code, and we're ready to start importing data from my GitHub instance into my Common Room instance. After the data loads, you'll have a member section with all of the different contacts and their profiles that Common Room could pick up across your different sources. So if I limit this to just Slack, I can see a bunch of sample data users that we've seen across our Slack community. And you can see the different profiles and the data that's been unified for that individual user. You can also see a preview of this user's activity in this section. So let's set up an ideal customer profile tag. So to do this, go to the settings panel, click on tags, and there you'll see a predefined ideal persona tag. You can click the blue setup button, and now we can define some criteria based on all of the different users and organizations in our account. And for our sample ideal persona, we want to select users who are part of an organization with annual revenue between $50 and $100 million, and part of an organization which has raised capital between $100 and $500 million. And next, we want to filter by users who have roles that fit under the category of either marketing or sales. Common Room will now search all of your users and present the ones who meet these criteria. I'm in a sample account here, so let's jump over to a preloaded account and see an example of what this looks like with filter criteria filled out. Now when we save this, all of the users throughout our system will be tagged with this ideal persona tag. We can also go back and apply the same sort of filter to organizations. We can click on the Organizations tab, click Setup, and then add similar filter criteria for revenue and capital raised. This is really helpful for whenever your team wants to look at your customers in terms of accounts as opposed to individuals. And here I can see some sample matching accounts, so I click Save and confirm this dialog so that Common Room will go and tag all of the accounts in my system and continually do that each day. Now that we have our ideal persona tag set up, you can go to the members view where you can see all of the members across your communities, click Add Filter and filter by the member tag ideal persona. This will now show us all 6,000 of the members in our sample database who meet that criteria. But let's see if we can get a little bit more strategic with this. Let's say we want to find people who haven't paid for any sort of business plan yet and who have been active in the last month. So let's narrow this down by deal stage. As a side note, this data is getting pulled in directly from our HubSpot CRM. So ones that are none of the closed won category. Then we'll choose the last active filter and choose in the last 28 days. And with that, we've narrowed down our list from 6,000 down to 323, which should be very actionable for anyone on the sales team. And next, let's see how we can quickly filter our organizations in a similar way. Go to the Organizations tab, and then add a filter with the organization tag set to Ideal Customer Profile. And similarly, we can add another filter that looks at organizations who have been active in the last 28 days. The next option you could do from here is to add individual members to a segment. A segment will let you create automatic messaging campaigns to users or divide different users within a segment for your sales team, for instance, and can be really powerful for tracking all different sets of member groups. So next, let's see how we can move on to set up a team alert so that each time a new member is added to our ideal customer profile, we get notified in Slack. To do this, go to the left-hand side, click Team Alerts. Next, click Create Team Alert, and let's give it a name like ICP to Slack and a description. So we'll set up a trigger that will look across our entire Common Room community, and when a new member gets added with the filter of an ideal persona user tag, we'll send an alert to the ICP activity Slack channel. And that sums up how you can quickly identify ideal customer profiles across all of your different community platforms so you can get ahead of the ball and identify users early on in their buyer's journey. Thanks so much for watching, and please join us in the Common Room community at commonroom.io/uncommon.